There are 9 quarterbacks that I cannot wait to watch next year in college football. My favorite thing about college football is watching guys with NFL potential that will become NFL quarterbacks. And as I tell you the guys I'm excited to watch next year, I want to invite feedback. Feel free to write in with the guys that you're excited to watch next year. If there's any I leave off the list, write in. Tell me why you're excited to watch that guy. Do they have NFL potential? I'm not that excited about a guy who is like a good college quarterback, like a Tim Tebow type or a Colin Klein type, Colin Klein was a great quarterback at Kansas State, but he didn't really have NFL potential. So I'm not that excited about that kind of quarterback. I respect a guy who's good in college, but if you're not a future NFL quarterback, I'm not that excited. So here are the 9 guys, and we'll add a couple honorable mentions at the end. The 9 guys I'm very, very excited to watch next fall in college football. Number 1 is Keaton Slovis, the quarterback at Pittsburgh. I think people forgot how good he is. Last year he got hurt. They fired their coach at USC. It was a down year. And remember, going into last year, he was projected by ESPN to be the number 3 overall pick in this year's NFL draft. Like, he's an NFL quarterback, and he does all the little things well. I am going to tell you shamelessly, he's my favorite quarterback in college football. Caleb Williams is incredible. Keaton's the guy that I am most excited to watch play. I'm going to follow every game he plays. I'm going to get whatever package it requires to watch every Pittsburgh game. I love the guy. I should let you know, I know the guy. Like, we text occasionally, and I think he's awesome. But I'm a huge fan. And his accuracy, his decision-making, he reminds me a lot of, actually, I don't know. I don't want to make a comparison that's not fair to him, but he just is so good at the little things, and he controls everything he can control and does it very, very well. And part of his game, by the way, is he can extend plays. I think that's another thing people forget, is that he's really good at getting outside the pocket and keeping plays alive. And I remember watching him as an 18-year-old at USC going, the habits this guy has, the way he plays is so ahead of his age. And I am very, very excited. He's transferred to Pittsburgh. It's a team that's got their entire offense coming back except for their quarterback. And I think Pitt is a great spot for him to show the world what he can do and really, kind of as a launch pad to his NFL career. I am so excited to watch Keaton Slovis this fall at Pittsburgh. The second quarterback I'm most excited to watch is Caleb Williams. From a guy who left USC, Keaton Slovis, to now let's talk about a guy who transferred into USC. He played last year at Oklahoma. He took Spencer Rattler's starting quarterback job, and he has now followed head coach Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma to USC. I don't know why the transfer took so long. I was waiting, like, where? It seems like he's going there. He took a long time to announce he was going there, but let's be clear about Caleb Williams. He is the very most talented quarterback in all of college football. He is the best. And he's got crazy arm talent. He's got a massive arm. He can make any throw from any, I don't care what arm angle. I don't care how his feet are positioned. He can make any throw. It's really fun to watch him. Like, he just throws a beautiful football. He can run both with speed and power. He's got a run against Texas where it's like 4th and 1. He runs someone over and then continues running and runs for like a long, 60-yard touchdown. And you're like, I didn't know he was a running back and a quarterback. It's incredible. And he's going to be a sophomore next year. He's a future number 1 overall pick. He's crazy talented, and he's going to be a blast to watch this year at USC as USC tries to get back on the map as a true top dog in college football. Number 3 is Bryce Young at Alabama. He won the Heisman last year. He's the only quarterback at all last year who challenged Georgia's defense. And a lot of people talk about how, he plays with the best talent. He's got great receivers. That's true, but he's also incredible at making plays. And he's not a running quarterback. He can run, but he doesn't run on quarterback designed runs. He really doesn't even run downfield very much. He runs behind the line of scrimmage. He extends plays. He keeps plays alive. And he's so good at that. I love watching Bryce Young. Him and then the number 4 quarterback, C.J. Stroud, another obvious one. Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are the two young guys in college football, where I'm like, yo, these guys are incredible. They're just dealing left and right. And C.J. Stroud, the quarterback at Ohio State, the number 4 quarterback on this list, is just another crazy young quarterback, man. He's got incredible anticipation, a great deep ball. I loved watching him in the Rose Bowl this year. He made a lot of great throws all year. And another guy who had great receivers similar to Bryce Young, but another guy that is just a really top-notch talent. And I am very, very excited to watch C.J. Stroud next year at Ohio State. Number 5 is Spencer Rattler. He transferred to South Carolina out of Oklahoma. He had some bad games last year at OU. He lost his starting job. Ego is a big concern for Spencer Rattler. I actually worry that the NIL change happened and he could make money with sponsorships, and he felt distracted a lot last year. Like something was pulling his attention away from football. And he's been also a bit immature in the past. So I have pretty dramatic, intense concerns about Spencer Rattler. Like there is some big red flags. However, he's crazy talented. Until Caleb Williams started playing for Oklahoma, which really is amazing. It really shows how much talent there was in that quarterback room. I thought that Spencer Rattler had the best arm in college football until, again, Caleb Williams arrived on the scene. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, apparently Oklahoma had the 2 best arms in college football last year. Spencer Rattler is a guy with a clear amount of NFL potential who just needs to get focused and needs to suppress the ego. And maybe, I think actually, if anything, the losing your job, having a transfer could have knocked him down a peg and humbled him a lot. And I'm hoping that's what happens. So he's eager to prove what he can do next year. And certainly there's enough talent to be a great NFL quarterback. Let's see what he can do. But this guy, I'm excited to watch him in the SEC against some top-level competition. And Spencer Rattler certainly is a very, very exciting quarterback to watch next year in college football. The number 6 quarterback is Cam Rising at Utah. This is a guy who got on my radar during the Rose Bowl. And he made some big-time NFL throws, stepping into pressure against Ohio State. And really what's crazy about Cam Rising, not only can he run, he had a crazy long run against Ohio State, but all year he had some great runs. He's got a very accurate deep ball, which I love. If he's an NFL quarterback, then he can really elevate this Utah program. Utah is a program for years I've been talking about how, man, they run the ball well. They play really great defense. All they need is an elite level quarterback. And we will see, can Cam Rising be that? Because it's possible they could win back-to-back Pac-12 championships next year as well. And on top of everything, I want to call him like the California Cowboy. He's a guy, he drives his whole pickup truck, which is really cool. There's something about Cam Rising. It's the poise, the leadership. He's a great leader in that locker room. They talk about it over and over again. But even aside from that, he's got a swagger and a confidence and a unique trait where he's very, very comfortable at big moments. In the biggest moments of the year, similar to actually the way I would talk about Joe Burrow. The world seems to slow down. You see him smiling, like chill, calm, not panicking. And not even not panicking, but like just very, very even keel. Like the moment does not get to him. And I am very, very excited to watch Cam Rising. I think this is a guy with NFL potential. We'll see how next year goes, but some of the stuff he does, and quarterback a lot is about confidence and the way that you handle big moments. And do you believe in yourself? I thought we saw moments with Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game against Cincinnati to end their season in the second half, where Patrick Mahomes looked like his confidence was shaken and his entire decision-making paradigm was actually a little off kilter. Cam Rising isn't going to have that problem. Cam Rising is very, very stable and steady. And I don't know, I'm very, very excited to watch this guy next year at Utah. The number 7 quarterback I can't wait to watch next year in college football is Bo Nix. He has transferred from Auburn to now he is in Eugene at the University of Oregon. Here is the story with Bo Nix. Can he elevate himself to become a top-level quarterback and become an NFL quarterback. He's really talented. He can run. He's a big dude. He's got all the physical traits required. And if he has a really great year at Oregon, I think he could skyrocket and just massively jump up the charts. The same way, actually, Joe Burrow did in 2019 with LSU. There's potential here for a really big opportunity where he could just impress a ton of people and maybe turn himself into a first-round pick. So keep your eye on Bo Nix. I am very curious if he will reach his goals at Oregon, but I think he needed a change. I think that he's going to play with maybe some better, more talented certain athletes around him, and I'm just very, very interested and excited to see how Bo Nix does this fall at the University of Oregon. Number 8 is Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, another USC quarterback. Dude, USC and Oklahoma had just a glut, just a crazy amount of talent at the quarterback position last year. He is transferring from USC to the University of, what is it? Just Ole Miss. I don't actually know. Is it University of Mississippi? Is it, I don't actually know the official name of Ole Miss other than I call it Ole Miss, the Rebels. I wish I knew that. I feel weird that I don't know that. Anyway, he did not want to compete with Caleb Williams. I cannot blame him. The minute it felt like, hey, Caleb Williams is going to transfer to USC, he got out of there. And Ole Miss is a great fit for him, playing for Lane Kiffin in a really creative offense. He was only a true freshman last year, which makes the way he played at USC very, very impressive with that context. And he's got a great deep ball. He's going to shred whoever they play against. And I think it's very possible that within a couple games, he could be even better than Matt Corral was last year. I have nothing but respect for Matt Corral. But Jackson Dart is incredibly talented. And I think people don't even, because he's transferring, there's this stigma. Oh, if you have to transfer out of a program, you're bad or not very good. There's something to that, right? People always kind of have, there's a stigma if you leave a program, why weren't you good enough to play where you were? Let's be clear. One of the only people that could have gotten Jackson Dart to transfer out of USC was Caleb Williams, who is the unarguable most talented quarterback in college football. So it's not like Jackson Dart lost his job to someone who is not very good or terrible or I'm trying to, I don't know. I just, it's pretty clear. He's I am not going to even try to compete with Caleb Williams. I'm going to go somewhere else, make my own opportunity, and great for him. The number 9 quarterback, the final one on this list, I don't know why. I do not know why he's number 9. Jake Haener at Fresno State is a quarterback I'm very excited to watch. I love this guy. Throwing back shoulder fades. He's very accurate. He's very creative with his ball placement, actually. And I don't know why I left him till number 9 on the list. I think he's better than some of the guys that are earlier on this list, actually. This is in no particular order, but the guy is crazy underrated. He's an NFL quarterback, and he's got great habits. I'm actually very excited he's coming back for another year at Fresno State. He had a couple games last year where he had these incredible highs and then these moments where you're kind of a miss, a weird loss, a weird game here and there. The Hawaii game is weird. He's a super senior coming back for his final year. He shredded Oregon and UCLA last year, made some really impressive throws, and I'm very excited to watch Jake Haener next year in college football. I have 3 honorable mentions. Dylan Gabriel is a transfer from Central Florida to Oklahoma. Going to be interesting there. Quinn Ewers, the transfer from Ohio State to Texas, is interesting. He could start at Texas, and he actually got Casey Thompson to leave. No one wanted to compete there. It seems like he's the next quarterback at Texas. I'm excited to watch that. And Cade Klubnik, he's going to be a freshman at Clemson. Could start as a freshman. They need a quarterback at Clemson. DJ Uiagalelei was kind of a bust last year, and I'm hopeful. We'll see. Cade Klubnik and Quinn Ewers. I don't know if they're going to play. We'll see what happens, but they are guys who could start immediately next year after getting to new school. Whether Quinn Ewers transfer, Cade Klubnik as a freshman, they could start immediately next year, and I just don't know how to judge them. I don't know where to put them on this list, but they are guys I'm definitely excited to watch that are on my radar for next year in college football. So write in, let me know your Who did I leave off the list? Who are you excited to watch next year in college football? What quarterbacks do you think have NFL potential that I maybe did not mention?